Welcome back, guys. Ben here, and today we are doing something a little bit different. I just wanted to walk you through my Steam Awards nominations because I thought maybe that would be interesting to some of you. You get an idea then of the kind of games that I've rated very highly this year. Also the games that I haven't played. I've played a load of games this year. There are some big ones I haven't played, and I've tried to approach this kind of nomination in the sense of I want to actually put time and have played the game myself and have an idea of the game rather than just like picking the popular vote. With that said, there are 11 categories. The VR Game of the Year award, I do have a VR headset and I haven't picked it up the entire year. I've skipped that nomination, so we're going to go through the 10 different categories and kind of my thoughts about them, really. Although the Game of the Year starts at the very top, I'm going to leave that till the end. So we're first going to start off with the Labor of Love award. Now, this one, it actually recommends a few different ones. Steam put in there like Helldivers 2 maybe. You also had Dead by Daylight, Once Human, Ready or Not, Warhammer Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2 was a close one. Baldur's Gate 3 as well. And obviously Sims 4, Forza Horizon. There's quite a few there. Obviously, you can then just pick your own as well. And that's what I've gone for on this one. And I've opted for No Man's Sky. Again, continuous free updates that are just renovating and building on top of what is already a great game by this point. They really don't need to keep doing free updates, but hey, we're grateful for that. So No Man's Sky is, for me, Labor of Love award, and to be fair, it's probably them every year while they're still supporting No Man's Sky. They're doing so much with it. The only ones off the top of my head that I could think that would compete with that in my mind would be Stardew Valley. Came out with another update, I believe, earlier this year. I haven't actually played that update though, so I didn't really want to throw that into the mix. That one as well, still getting continuous free support over that lifetime of their game and stuff. So the other one maybe being RimWorld, although that has been supported by DLCs and things. But yeah, for me, Labor of Love award, No Man's Sky, clear front runner there in my mind. Next up, we have the Best Game on Steam Deck award. Megabonk was recommended. They said Doom the Dark Ages, Dying Light the Beast. Some of these as well, I was thinking, might be putting the Steam Deck through its paces a little bit. RV There Yet, Peak, probably both really good options there. And obviously you got Arc Raiders, Split Fiction. I haven't played Split Fiction yet, so couldn't kind of comment on that. And I did play a little bit of Dispatch on there, and Dispatch ran really well. I don't think it's the best game on Steam Deck that I've played, though, in the sense of what you get out of it. And there was a couple I played that I really liked. I really liked this kind of rhythm guitar game called Fretless that I covered on the channel a little while ago. I played a little bit of Soulstone Survivors as well. Really enjoyed my time with that. But I opted for Megabonk with this one. It just really, really works well. It's just a third-person Vampire Survivors, but it's got that charm, and it's just nice to just be able to just play it on the plane, and that's where I do a lot of my Survivor-like games. I play them on the Steam Deck while I'm on a flight. Megabonk has been a really good time, and kind of exploded when it came out a month or so ago. So I opted for Megabonk as the Best Game on Steam Deck award this year. Better with Friends award. So again, I kind of touched on the fact that had I have played Split Fiction, I didn't really have anyone to play it with, but had I have played Split Fiction, that would probably win this award for me. And I imagine Split Fiction will win the vote for this. Other ones, you've got Elden Ring, Night Rain, RV There Yet. I think that's a good shout as well. You've got Misery Schedule 1 as well. Peak, Jump Space, Repo, quite a few good ones there. My kind of categories here are a little bit lacking because I haven't played that many games with other people. The ones I have done that I've really enjoyed, it kind of suggested PAX Day, Dune Awakening. I have enjoyed Dune Awakening. I play that mainly solo. PAX Day, liked my time with it, but again, I play majority solo. Marvel Rivals is a toxic cesspit and will never get a vote from me. Battlefield 6, I have enjoyed that as well, but again, I've played that quite solo, so I'm not a loner, I promise. I do play games with people, and that is why I've opted for Arc Raiders for this one, because I've been able to get a couple of my friends into the extraction genre finally. I play a lot of extraction games, but there's not many on console. A couple of them play on console, so it's been quite nice to actually kind of have that option to like play with my friends in a genre that I'm really passionate about, and Arc Raiders has really fit that bill. And for me, you can play it solo and it's really, really nice, but it's really cool just loading in with a couple of friends, seeing what you can get up to. in and around Speranza. So Arc Raiders gets my Better With Friends award vote. Outstanding Visual Style Award. I really like this one. The description of this is visual style doesn't aspire to real-world graphical fidelity, though a noble goal in itself. It describes a distinctive look and feel that suffuses an entire game. Again, there were a few here where I felt like the popular and recommended games, there were a few that I wasn't really sure if they should be there. Silent Hill F looks really nice. Got Hades 2. There was Jackbox Party Pack 11. Keeper, which is the new game that came out in October from Double Fine, that looks really, really cool. I haven't played that, so I can't throw my hat in the ring with that one. And Dispatch runs really well, looks really good. I don't think it's like an outstanding visual style, though, in my opinion. It looks lovely, though. And again, you've got like RV there yet. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hollow Knight Silksong. Haven't played Silksong, can't comment on that. There wasn't too much here in the popular and recommended where I was like, oh yeah, that's for me. So what I have opted for is Blueprints, and Blueprints for me was just, like I said, simplistic and cartoony in a way on that side of things, but very, at the same time, I say simplistic, but at the same time, very like detailed, very clear in its design decisions, in its interactions, its UI, the blueprints and everything like that. Just very, very, very cool game. Loved it. And yeah, it's one that it popped into my head as soon as I read the category. I went straight first and foremost to Blueprints as like one of the most recognizable visual styles, I guess, that I've played this year. So that's what I've gone for. Most Innovative Gameplay Awards. So the designers of this game are at the front lines of creative experimentation, fresh perspective, and brain-breaking surprises. So this one was really between two games for me. The kind of popular and recommended options here, just to give you a bit of context. Dying Light the Beast, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Escape from Tarkov. You had Peak, Arc Raiders, Anno, Dispatch, Stellar Blade, Split Fiction, Where Winds Meet. Are we there yet? I'm not too sure if these show for everyone or if these are just like unique to me, like on that side of things. But for me, it was between Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and Arc Raiders. I have lent over to the Arc Raiders side with this one, more so because Clair Obscur, I think, is going to win some other awards on this list, to be fair. For me, it is amazing in itself as a game. I think it has innovated and has built upon games like Lost Odyssey, Final Fantasy X. For me, I feel like the gameplay side of it is almost like a secondary benefit to the kind of story and all that kind of stuff. So for me, Arc Raiders has nudged this. And the reason why I've gone for Arc Raiders with this one is because in the extraction shooter genre, it's brought in so much quality of life. It's brought in so much accessibility to bring people into this genre as well, that I think this has got more people into extraction shooters and, you know, quote unquote casuals, but that's what, you know, gets people in to then become, you know, deeper entrenched in the genre if they click with it and vibe with it, and will lead them to then go and experiment and try out other extraction shooters. And I feel like Arc Raiders itself is, yeah, just really, really good on that side of things. There was a slight shout in the back of my mind for The Last Caretaker, but again, it's early access. There is some really cool stuff going on here. Not sure if it's super innovative and groundbreaking in terms of genre compared to Arc Raiders and Clair Obscur Expedition 33, so it kind of would be coming in third place for me if that makes sense on that side of things. And back to back here, Best Game You Suck At Award. There are a few ones here where if I'd played them, I would have picked them probably. Hollow Knight Silksong, the first Berserker Kazan, that's apparently meant to be insanely great, but also insanely difficult. So no doubt would have struggled with that. Ninja Gaiden 4 that just came out. Silent Hill F, again, haven't played these ones. I did play Elden Ring Night Rain, didn't really put enough hours into that, in my opinion, or to really form an opinion, should I say. And then Escape from Tarkov, I didn't really want to nominate that. Could have done. It was kind of a toss-up between that. So I have gone with Arc Raiders for this one on the sense of, again, it's probably not that it's difficult, but the PvPvE element is probably the best game that I've enjoyed, that I've sucked at this year. Elden Ring Night Rain, I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I played enough in it to really form a strong opinion either way. So Arc Raiders gets the Best Game You Suck At award nomination. And then Best Soundtrack Award. So they had Rift of the Necrodancer, Ninja Gaiden 4, Hollow Knight Silksong, We had Oblivion, Spider-Man 2, Deltarune, Virtua Fighter 5, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33. There's some I could have thrown in there. I think Dispatch has a great soundtrack. I think the rhythm guitar game Fretless that I mentioned earlier, I think that's got a great soundtrack as well. But for me, it's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. There is just no one close, in my opinion. That is front ahead. I will be very surprised if it doesn't win Best Soundtrack Award on Steam, but also across other kind of award shows and stuff. I know it got snubbed at the Grammys, though, which is a bit bizarre. I think as well, when you know the origin, that the lead game director found the composer for the game. They found them on some little like music forum thing, trying out samples and stuff, and the guy ended up writing the entire score. It's just absolutely insane. So Best Soundtrack Award, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Easy one in my mind. Next up, we have Outstanding Story-Rich Game Award. Some days only a narrative-heavy game will hit the spot, and this one packs a wallop. It's as gripping as any soap opera and as well-tuned as a prestige TV screenplay. Bravissimo, making us feel things. So, in my mind, I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 yet. I've heard really good things about that. The Outer Worlds 2 as well has apparently been really good. Haven't had time to get around to that. For me, Dispatch was very, very close to winning this one, or winning my nomination, my vote for this anyway. Also, Karma the Dark World, I really enjoyed that. And if I was to pick like a second and third, it would probably be those two. Dispatch in second and Karma the Dark World in third. But for me, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it's not even, again, there is quite a gap between first and second in my opinion. The game itself is absolutely phenomenal. What a story, what an ending, what a journey the characters go on in terms of their development, and just the motion capping, the voice acting, all leads into this story, the world that's created. Chef's kiss. Yeah, bravissimo indeed. And finally, the Sit Back and Relax Award. This game is an antidote to a busy day. It's smooth, it's relaxing, and lets your worries melt away. This game is your moment of zen. And the suggested ones here, there was one that we recently played, Winter Burrow, Slime Rancher 2, are we there yet? Power Wash Simulator 2. Haven't played that yet, haven't got round to that one. They had Mega Bonk as well. I actually find Mega Bonk quite relaxing to begin with, and then it always ends stressful, so I wasn't too sure about that one. There was the cool indie Is This Seat Taken? That was in with a good shout. From ones that I'd played as well, this is the one that is going to be The Last Caretaker. Absolutely phenomenal. Early access at the moment, but I've been having a blast of it. And it does have its moments where you've got those little bits of combat and a bit of like high pressure kind of stuff going on, but for the most part, it's very relaxing. You're exploring, you're grinding down different things to get materials and things like that, and it's very zen and just very relaxing. So The Last Caretaker for me is my Sit Back and Relax Award nomination. And finally, because obviously we're gonna skip the VR Game of the Year award because I can't really have a say in that, the Game of the Year award, my personal game of the year, and I can give you my top two, but I don't know if I could do a top three. It's quite close as you go 3, 4, 5, but my in second place is Arc Raiders for me. Arc Raiders, very, very good. And again, just what it's doing to the genre, how it's been launched, a technical showpiece of Unreal Engine 5 working. You know, all these things of like Unreal Engine 5 and, oh, it's not optimized and it's just difficult because of and then Arc Raiders comes out of here and you can run Arc Raiders on Steam Deck, Unreal Engine 5, like it's yeah, on that side of things, just very, very good. Probably no surprises. My game of the year personally is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Absolutely loved it. Loved streaming it, loved playing it with you guys, and it was just such a good experience, such a good game. Again, the context of, you know, a studio of like 30 odd people, you know, ex kind of devs from various different studios. Yeah, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for me is an absolute masterpiece and really, really strong showing for the year as well. And like I said, there are probably, this is only PC, like Steam games. I feel like it's got stiffer competition when it looks across to there was the Nintendo Switch 2 game, the Donkey Kong one. That's meant to be phenomenal. You've also got Death Stranding 2, which, the On the Beach one, which obviously Hideo Kojima, apparently very, very good. So not sure. I think Clair Obscur Expedition 33 will like clean sweep the Game Awards and all those kind of like year-end shows and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I hope that was interesting. Just wanted to kind of just give you a little insight into my personal game of the year and these different categories. It was quite nice to have a little think about them as well. And like I said, there probably are in each category ones that better fit maybe for you personally, and maybe for me as well. But it's one of those things where I don't believe in voting on a game if you haven't played it based on what other people have said. I think like this is really something you've got to experience and try for yourself, and then kind of form your opinion from there. So all of these games are ones that I've really enjoyed this year in each category and in various different manners. So yeah, that's my list. Let me know in the comments below anything you agree with, anything you disagree with, anything you think, oh, that's a bit harsh, that one there. There's some really top games that have come out this year, and yeah, I think it's been a good year for gaming, and I think next year's going to keep that train rolling as well, and going to be even better. So with that all said, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.